Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. I hope you're all doing great. Hope you're having a great start of the weekend, and welcome to this new video on Bitcoin. We're going to do a full update here. We'll talk a little bit about next week. Next week is going to be pretty important because we have the FOMC meeting coming up, which you can see right here on Wednesday. So that's going to be volatile. That's going to matter a lot. Especially given all the fundamental developments that we have seen in the last week. Because what I told you yesterday is that in general, I have turned more bullish on the markets. And that is still the case, even though we'll talk about the technical structure and technical situation of Bitcoin a little bit later. Because I think the technical situation for Bitcoin could be better. But if we look at the fundamentals here, what you can see is that the dollar strength index has finally turned bearish on the lower time frames. If you go to the daily time frame, this could still bounce and turn bullish, so that is something to be mindful of when the week starts next week. But ultimately, 4-hour, 12-hour time frame, this has turned into a downtrend, which historically is bullish for the markets. I mean, the last time we had that, the markets were not so bullish. I mean, here you can see from the 2nd of July until the 29th of September. But in that period of time, there were also bullish moments. And obviously, if you still remember, in August, we had that scare of the recession coming, potentially. And the BOJ hiking their interest rates, stopping the carry trades. If you don't know what I'm talking about, doesn't matter. But in general, we had some other fundamental scares. But overall, we actually, beginning of September, we had some bullish momentum. And after that, when the dollar strength index fell here, I still remember also being able to make some nice buying trades. But all right, so in general, this is bullish. And then stock markets are still very bullish, even though I do think we'll see somewhat of a pullback at some point of time, of course, with the S&P 500 still having all of those gaps to the downside. And then the Coinbase Bitcoin premium has been going into a premium, into a discount kind of throughout the last week, but that's much better already compared to December and the beginning of January, where the Coinbase Bitcoin price was primarily at a discount. So overall, I have turned more bullish on the markets, especially Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has been doing fine, whereas the Bitcoin dominance, the Bitcoin dominance has been extremely high, as most of you know, because if you look at Bitcoin, looks great. If you take a look at altcoins, different story. But Bitcoin right now, what the situation is that we are consolidating here between the previous range high. Let's call it 101,000. It's the area around it, but still. That's the main support level we have. And then we have formed some sort of a strong resistance level right here, let's say around 107,000. And we've been bouncing around in that level basically since last week, Friday. And what I said when we were at the bottom of the range, I said, well, I do think we're going to hold the bottom of the range here. But I with me becoming more bullish on Bitcoin, I also do expect some sort of a bullish breakout at some point of time onto outside of the upper bound of this range, so 107,000. First video of today, so my talking is not on point yet, but there's not much indication right now of breaking out. The volume is obviously very low because it's the weekend, but yesterday it was already quite low, so there wasn't really a realistic chance of breaking out yesterday, and right now that's certainly also not the case. And I would say it's a little bit more likely that we hit the top of the range here, we'll drop back down to the bottom of the range at around 101,000, and then from there I expect us to hold that as well, find support, get back up to the top of the range, and maybe then we have better luck. But all of this movement and being able to hold that level at 102 and 101,000 will depend a lot on the FOMC meeting, all right? So I will be hopefully live streaming during the event, but I'll at least keep you updated on that. For now, I would say this is most likely, so that means short term I think will be bearish for Bitcoin at least, but I do think we will be able to hold this structure given the total fundamental situation around the markets. But that's what I think you need to know. For now, have a great weekend. That's much more important than keeping an eye on Bitcoin the entire day. But for now, thank you for watching. I'll see you on my next videos, and bye.